Good morning to all the respected principals and my lovely friends out there. I'm really sorry for the delay, what happened. And I'm thankful that you waited and you have spared your Sunday with me. I'm really, really thankful to you. Now, since the topic you have already read, it talks about power of relationship in our school. Whether it's our school or any school, we people, we public or we human beings cannot survive without relationship. Am I correct? We need somebody. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
We need somebody to understand us. We need somebody to care for us. We need somebody, who we can trust, who we can have faith, and on who we can depend. So, as we share this relationship with our family members, we share the same thing with our children. Our children really, really depend on us for everything. Just a minute. I think so. My laptop started. 1 second. Hello, can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. There is a echo is there. Two devices are together, I think, ma'am.
Echo is there.
Mangla ma'am, should I carry on with my mobile?
So, should I close the window then? Presentation?
Vaishali ma'am, continue because I have come out of it because it will give trouble and I don't want to waste more of the time.
Okay.
Yes, but before starting the main element of this session, I just wanted to interact with you and to know certain things, and that is why did you become a teacher? Vaishali ma'am, go to the second slide, please. Vaishali ma'am, move to the second slide, please. Teachers, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Teachers are interacting through chat also, ma'am. You just can check the chat box also.
Y'all can open your mic. Y'all can speak also. I want one or two just to answer me. Why did you become a teacher? Just one thought, and I want an honest answer. I don't want anybody planning and telling me I wanted to do this service and that service. Just an answer. Why did you want to become a teacher?
It's my passion, ma'am.
Afrin, do you want to say something?
Yes, ma'am. Actually, I always want to be with kids. That's why I select this profession.
You wanted to be with the kids. Yes, Nilima ma'am is saying her passion it was to become a teacher. Anyone else?
Alma ma'am.
Yes.
From childhood only, I wanted to become a teacher because I was very much influenced by my teacher in my childhood.
So you got
that time only I have decided I will become a teacher only.
Wow, that's good. Now my second question asks you your first experience, your first day experience as a teacher when you entered your class, you saw the children. What was your experience? How did you felt? What was the feeling?
Very happy.
You were happy.
It's a great experience.
Okay.
We cannot never forget that first day.
Yes, we cannot forget the first day. Even I remember, and honestly tell you, even I didn't want to become a teacher. I became a teacher accidentally, and it's a long story which I cannot say right now. But accidentally, I became a teacher, and later on, I started enjoying it. And now I think I would have would have not done justice with any other job if I would have taken up. This is something which I enjoy. I love. I love to go to school. I don't like to sit at home. The third one is now what is your feeling right now? How you feel now? I believe the first day. Now, how you feel after spending so many years with children in school and all that?
Very, very happy, ma'am.
Happy.
It
And
had become inseparable
Very
part of our life now.
now it's a
Very
part
happy,
of
ma'am.
your.
This many years
And
we passed that I don't know only how many years we passed, but every day is a new type. So I am very
wow,
happy.
When I'm
wow,
looking at
wow,
the past years, I am very happy and satisfied.
wow. But that's really lovely to hear that y'all are happy, y'all are satisfied. You don't even remember how many years have passed and all. That means you are enjoying each and every day and a moment with your kids, right? Now they have become part of your life, right? Now during this COVID period, when we were detached from them and we were not physically with them, so anyhow online and all those things were there, but our children were very smart. Many of them did not even put the videos on, so we were not able to see them. So it was just we are teaching, they are hearing, and whatever they were giving us, it was only that. So that 2 years period what we have done, do you think that did you enjoy that 2 years, or you struggled, or you missed your children?
Yeah, exactly, ma'am. We missed
Exactly.
the children as well as that relationship, that touch. We missed.
Yes. Now imagine after 2.5 years, we are going to again be physically with them, uh, and we'll have to start everything now from the beginning.
Yes, ma'am, we miss our children.
Yes, 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 yes. So do now it will become little more, what you say, challenging for us, because see, from years and years, we those children were passing in somewhere or the other. We were going to their class, so we knew them. Now it's like 2 years gap, 3 years gap. Now it is like first day for us. Yes or no?
Yes,
After
ma'am.
2 years, when we are joining back physically with our children, when we full trip will have our kids with us, it will be the same experience what you had when you went to the school for the first time. Yes?
No, ma'am. Now, biggest task is in front of us.
Yes. Now it is the biggest task. Now again, we have to build up that faith. We have to, show our concern. We have to show our love. We have to show everything to our children so that whatever we are expecting from them, that gets fulfilled. Right? So, see, we are going to the next slide, the slide which is telling that there are three important relationships. It's not only these three, there are many relationships in the school which we practice and, which we come across, whether it is our school driver, whether it is our helper, whether it is our children, our staff members, our parents, our principal, our boss, everybody. We have to show our concern. In return, only we get that love and care. But these three which I picked up was the student-teacher relationship, parent-teacher relationship, and colleague and colleague relationship. I thought these are the three which are more important, which I need to, which we need to discuss actually how we can make it more effective and more, what to say, more strong in building our relationship with them. Starting with our, before I, go ahead with this, I just took a clip from somewhere. I don't know, Vaishali ma'am, will you be able to show that clip? It shows the beginning. If you look into your folder, it is showing beginning, life was silent, smart, and simple short. If you can play that video for me.
Is it beginning life?
Yes, 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 Vaishali ma'am.
Okay, okay. Yeah.
Dear educators, still Vaishali ma'am is just, she'll start the video. You can fill the first link. The link is posted in the chat box.
Is it audible?
No,
Visible?
if it is not audible, no problem. Just look
Is the
in.
video visible, ma'am? But is it visible now?
No, no, we can't. We are not able to see that video.
Let me.
കോണ്ടാക്ട് നമ്പർ അത് തന്നെയാണ്. നിങ്ങളുടെ പേഴ്സണൽ നമ്പർ കൊടുക്കാം.
Vaishali ma'am, just leave out.
Yes, ma'am.
Vaishali ma'am, just
Yes, ma'am.
leave the screen. I'll present it from here.
Okay. Should I stop then presenting?
Yes. You please stop because no, it is not getting connected.
Okay.
Teachers, can you see my screen? Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. It is visible.
Just observe the video, what it is. Hello. Hello.
Yes, ma'am, we can see the screen.
What did you saw in that video?
Many people has had passed pathway, means that watery way, but nobody took the initiation to make a path. But that boy, he took the initiation to make a path and pass it correctly.
Yes. See, if you look at his behavior, if you study his behavior, he did not only think about himself. You know, he made a path and he left the path for the others to pass on it. Yes or no?
Yes,
Yes.
Yes, this is
Ma'am.
what we, inculcate in our students. That parents also can teach, tutors can teach. There are so many, places where children can be taught a lot of things. But these type of values can only be taught in school. And this task is only done by us. Yes or no? Yeah, the parents can teach them everything, but they expect these type of values to be put in their children only through us. Why? Because in a very common statement is heard in PTM saying that मैम ये तो सिर्फ आप ही का सुनता है, हमारा तो सुनता ही नहीं है, इसको बोलो वो ये करेगा, उसको बोलो वो करेगा. Is it or not? If they are not studying, they will come on PTM and tell us, ma'am, you say because it reflects. When you say, they listen to you. Yes. So we have a lot of responsibilities on us when it comes to all these things, because we have been, हमें बहुत से नामों से नवाजा गया. We have been told we are the creators, we are the builders, we are the future makers and all that. But honestly speaking, what we think, it is very easy. They can learn and become doctor, they can learn and become engineer and everything. But the values which they carry, that it has to be developed in the school, and it comes from the school itself only, which is we. So starting with the session, we'll start with student-teacher relationship. Now looking at this aspect, this is something very, very important. They say that strong relationship with teachers and school staffs can dramatically enhance students' level of motivation. Do you think it is correct? Is this statement correct? Does it motivate? Does it promote their learning? Does you find any changes? What do you think?
Hello.
See, I tell
Yes,
you
ma'am,
honestly, our students know they don't. Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Selma ma'am, along with the academics, we need to expose them to the surrounding, so they learn through the surrounding more.
Yes, it is very, very important for a teacher to show or showcase that she has love for that student. She is concerned about that child, and the involvement with that child is very, very important for the child to come to school. Honestly speaking, no child loves to go to school just for the sake because he's been put and he has to go and learn there. He comes to school for his friends because he knows his friends are there. He comes to school because he knows he's going to get game period, activity periods where he'll be sitting with his friends and enjoying. Why it happens like that? Because somewhere or the other, they have a very strong bond with their friends and they want to spend more time with them. That is the main reason of coming to school. But when it comes where learning part has to, when the learning part comes, it becomes our responsibility to, making sure that we feel for them, we are concerned about them, we love them, we care them. So we need to make that environment very, very friendly for them, fun-loving for them, so or on a lighter mode, so that that motivates them to come to school, and happily they'll come to school to learn with no burden, saying that with or pressure that I have to go because I don't want to go to school because I've not done this homework, or I have not completed this task, and with fright and scared, that he's coming to school and he's not opening up. We have to give our children a very, very fun-loving surrounding, or you must say a surrounding where he is comfortable to explore with us, where his emotions are concerned, and the other expressions of his. For that, there are, what you say, I have like what we can do, to pull him to school, to bring him to school, not with scared, not with tension, and not with that thought process that I'm being pushed by my parents, so I have to go to school, or something like that. So what are the things that we can do for our students or for our child, that he's willingly to come to school, lovingly he wants to come to school, he wants to spend more time with us. So we have to give that many a times, we have to come down to their level. There is a vast difference between their age and our age. So we have to sometimes, think according to their age, or we have to many a time, use those type of language which they use, or we have to be more friendly, like not like a teacher student. We have to be like a friend, where they are comfortable, where they can talk to us, where they can express. So what are the things which we can do, to motivate them to come to school, or to get more engaged in their academics. So the school environment should be more friendly than to be a place where they are being pushed. So these are the 5 terms which I have taken. They might be more, but I thought these 5 are the areas where they can be more, uh, promote, or they can be more, what you say, encouraged. Looking at the first point, it talks about strengthening academic achievement. When I say strengthening academic achievement, I'm talking about giving the child the what you say, establishing a climate for him in the class which is respectful for him, which is, what you say, which has an understanding for him. Many a times we set big targets and goals for our children, and we expect that they should fulfill it, or they should complete it. I'll give you a simple example. If we have a strength of 40 children, we know our 40 children, out of the 40, there might be children who are very good, some are average, some are below average. But when we set up a target for them, we don't cater all these three. We just cater one. We say that this is a particular homework and you have to complete. Whether it is you give them 10 sub or 15 sub and you ask them that you have to complete this and come. Now the ones who are very good in that, they will complete. The ones who are average, at least they will try or something and they will do 7 to 8. But the ones who cannot do, who are slow learners, who we actually call slow learners, what about them? Did we cater them? And these are the children that they will know, they will hesitate to come to school, or they'll feel scared, or they'll give all type of reasons for not coming to school. So we have to, being a teacher, we have to cater or target our goals for the children, looking at the entire strength, how much, and catering everybody, including the slow learners, and understanding in case if they have not completed your targets, what is being given to them, if they have not achieved them, sit down with them, talk to them, and make them feel that okay, fine, you have not done it now, no problem, you can take one more day and try and finish. Ask them whether they are finding it difficulty or not. If you start doing this, so at least that fright of कि नहीं किया है तो नहीं जाना चाहिए, डांट पड़ेगी, and this and that, instead of having that thought process, at least he'll try and do whatever he can do, and he will have the guts, or you say he'll be motivated that if I have not done, I was facing so and so problem, so he will approach you, he will come to you and he will ask you that, ma'am, I was trying but I was not able to do this, can you explain me? So make that environment like that for him, that the child is approachable to you. So always set your target looking at every aspect of your class, that how much of my students can get involved in that, catering everybody. Second is reducing long term absentees. This usually happens with those children who don't like to, who have not completed their work, who are frightened, who are scared, who are shy. These type of children, they try to escape, they don't want to come to school. So you have to identify these children, who are the children, and why they are not coming to school, why they are absent. You need to talk to them, you have to take them out, give little time to them whenever you are free. Try to understand the reason behind why they are absent. What is the reason? Many a times, we don't come to know what the child is going through at home, and we just go on कि बस छुट्टी मारने को ना, घर में बैठने को ना, ये शादी में जाते, वो शादी में जाते. But it is not our children. They do whatever the parents are saying. And there must be few children who are scared of coming to school. So you have to actually understand them, what are the problems they are going through. You'll have to little bit give time to your students. You'll have to talk to them and try to know what is the reason behind, and then help him out. If you try to help him out, whether it is because of the fright of the homework, then give them that thing that nothing happens, take one more day, complete your work. Or you can motivate him in other way. ठीक है, नहीं समझ रहा, कोई बात नहीं, you sit with me, I'll try and help you to complete your homework and all that. If you give them solutions, and help them out, so that fright of being absent and all, coming to school when they are not actually completing their assignment, will somewhere or the other will become less, or it might reduce. Promote self-motivation. When we talk about self-motivation, first and foremost, you have to, you have to keep a track on your students about their progress. There are, children who do very good, they are highlighted. You automatically come to know in the class. But the children who are the ones who are average or slow learner, and if he is doing slowly, if he is progressing, if with your help or with his friends' help, or the way, if you can see changes, development having, and he is progressing, so please praise him, praise him in front of the class. That will motivate the child to come to school. If he is managing to complete and doing the task what is being given in the school, and you're finding it that okay, you can see changes in this child, praise the child in the class. They like to be motivated, they like to be praised. They like when we say wow, if somebody who's not able to read, and if you make him read, and here and there you keep helping him wherever he's getting stuck, and you're saying wow, you have started reading, now I will like to hear you only, very good. And there are certain keywords which we keep on telling our children, wow, fantastic. They love to hear all these things when we praise in front of the other slot, when they say, wow, see, Rohit is doing so well, now he started reading, good boy, keep up. There's certain keywords are there which motivate the children to do more and more better. So it is very, and this also helps them to come to school. Many times when you say tomorrow I have a task, tomorrow we are going to do sums on the board, I'll call one person to come and to explain. As you say this statement, next day you will find the ones who are weak, the ones who are slow learner, they will vanish. They will not come to class because they think that अगर मुझे बोर्ड पे बुला दिया, मुझे बोलेगा सम करने के लिए, तो how I do? है ना, मेरा insult हो जाएगा, all will laugh, or what they will talk about. So never, must not do this type of task where you are, putting that child in a thought process how I will manage that. Sometimes it is very, very important to keep a check whether he's understanding or not. That you can do it separately also, but it is not necessary to always do it in the class front of every one. So it is very, very necessary to keep a track, and then to appreciate, praise the child. This will surely motivate him, and he will automatically start loving his school, because now we are making the environment quite easy for him. So he will enjoy coming to school. The fourth one says strengthening self-regulation. Can you help me? How are you going to motivate in this field? Anyone? If you have to motivate somebody's self-regulation, how are you going to do? I'm talking about here how you can see his behavior and all. See, certain times what happens when we say something to our students, or something they don't like, they react. The reactions which they give us. So how are you going to deal with these reactions? Anyone? Teachers, can you hear me?
We'll try to respond him, ma'am.
Yes.
We'll try to respond.
If they
Yes,
complete their
respond.
task, we will give some rewards like star marking on hands like that, because we are pre-primary
Absolutely.
teachers.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Anything else?
Salma ma'am.
Giving it the activities in group, ma'am.
Yes, especially when you put these students who are little shy, who are weak, who don't like to open up, and those who hesitate. If you keep them in a team and you make them a part of it and involve them in that, that can also help them to be self-regulation, because that fright goes away of presenting alone. See, you won't believe me. Before this session would start, I'm a very talkative person. If you ask my schoolmates, I talk a lot. But before this session start, I was really nervous. I was thinking how it will go, and I was a little bit frightened also to present. Now since it has started, so I'm little calm, I'm little relaxed, because I can see everybody patiently listening to me. And when the things in the initial time was not going well with the net, you all cooperated with me, so that anyhow kept my motivation alive. And I said, nahi, ho jayega, Thelma, ho jayega, Thelma, ho jayega. I was on the verge of crying when that thing was not starting. And I was saying, God, why this happened? So many days the laptop was working so nicely, and all of a sudden today only it had to, trouble me. And I was little tense. But as I started getting your support, and Shilpa ma'am was also saying, Thelma ma'am, ho jayega, wait. Mangla ma'am is telling me, no, don't worry, I've given Vaishali the folder. So I had lot of people helping me and supporting me. So automatically that fright, that that thing is gone. So somewhere or the other, the same support, the same care, the love, and to make the child realize that I am there. Don't worry, I'm there. So that gives that child little bit of boosting, and that helps the child even to come to school. Many a times teachers play more stronger role than their parents. They many of things they don't communicate with their parents, but they surely communicate with the teachers. Why it is like that? Because somewhere or the other we show that concern, we show that no, don't worry, we protect our children like that. Hey, don't worry, nothing is going to happen to you, we are there. So these type of things, when you show, because you have to express, when you show it, automatically you see the change in your students, and the interest automatically comes towards the academic. Now, improve goal making. How are we going to improve the goal making? By identifying their learning style. It is very important. Every child has its own pattern of learning. Some learn very fast, some learn through writing, some learn through when they hear music. So with whatever there, you have to identify, you have to be very vigilant with your children to see. You have to be a good observer to see what are your children doing, what is the pattern, how they learn. Achha, this way they learn, so make it comfort. It is not necessary the entire class learns in the same pattern. It is not at all necessary. You can do a lot of experiment in the class with your subject, because it's your subject. It's up to you how you want to teach them, how you have to set your goals with your children. Because when you set a goal, you want that goal to be achieved, you want it to be complete. Otherwise it makes no sense of this thing. When you give a particular target to a child, look into whether the target what you're giving to the child, will he be able to complete it. If you give a child who does not know even to read properly, and you tell him you read 15 pages and come, do you think he's going to read? No, he's not going to read. So you have to slowly give them small goals, small target, and then bring them to the track. I'll tell you, it's not like that some children are good and some are bad. If you see, all the children are very good where it comes to study, games, or whatever it is. All are very smart. It is only thing that the focus is shifted or the interest is gone. So we are the ones who have to bring them back to the focus, bring them back to the interest. Rest, they are superb in doing their work. So we have to set the target, the goals according to their capacity. You cannot overload them and overfeed them and expect that they should do that. If you carry on these 5 things in a proper and a systematic way, you will automatically see change in your children. You'll see, children are getting attractive towards the school, towards the class. They want to spend time with you. They want to learn. They want to explore in their subject, and they will talk. They will inquire. They'll do everything. So you have to be ready. Once you hit that spark of the child, then he's charged. Then he's on. So you are the one who have to have that in you. So for that also you need to keep updating yourself. You need to upstate yourself so that you are ready to handle and deal with these children. I hope I'm not fast.
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Now, these are the 6 ways to build positive relationship with your students. Now, it is very, very, to say hi to your students. The first thing comes, hi. We should say good morning. Why good morning and good afternoon and all these stuff? Why we cannot say hi to our children? When you're walking in the corridor, when you see, you try and see. Why not twice you say hi? Because when they meet their friends, what they say? Hi, hello, what are you doing? These type of normal conversation goes on in between them. Yes or no? They don't come to the school and say to their friends, good morning, Rahul, how are you? Then when we want them to be our friends, then why are we saying good morning? No doubt it is important that they should, respect. But when it is on the corridor or it is class, it's no harm to say hi to your students. Once and twice you say hi, the third day automatically you'll get a good morning from them. That will automatically shift. And I have done this. First I used to go in my class and like radio jockey, I used to say, good morning, like that. I used to drag like how the radio jockeys, they drag and they say good morning. I used to drag and say like that. 2 days, 3 days, I say, third day automatically I started getting good morning, ma'am. Before I could start my dragging also, I used to get the good morning. So somewhere or the other, you have to go down and make them realize that, okay. And this is a very good gesture of saying hi, hello. And after this points, I'll show you a video which I have seen. I think so now normally everywhere it is being practiced, but I think so it started in China, of how to welcome your students in the class. I think so most of you must have seen that video, but still I'll share with that. The second point says attend after school activity. See, many of our students, not only in school, but they are involved in many other activities which they are doing out of the school. That is painting or dance or some sports and all. So keep talking in your class. You have a 45 minutes class. Spare a 5 minute and discuss and talk. Who has which type of activities? What they are doing after school? They are only doing tuitions. Some will tell you, ma'am, I go for dance class. Some will tell you, I go for this thing. Keep asking. If you come to know that in that among the 40, if 10 are doing, some are doing dance class, some are doing music class and all, ask whether they are performing anywhere, if they have any event, and try to be a part of that event, whether it is a sports, if they are having a football match, and if you have time on Sunday, if it is on Sunday or it is after your school. I'm not telling you to leave your school and धर्मा मैम ने बोली बच्चों के एक्टिविटी अटेंड करो तो मैं आज अपना स्कूल बंक करके मेरे बच्चे का क्लास के बच्चे का फुटबॉल है तो मैं फुटबॉल देखने जाऊंगी. No, I am not saying that. I'm saying after school or Sunday, if you come to know your child is performing, your class child is performing somewhere for any other activity, and if you can spare that time and be a part of that function of it, believe me, they'll be very, very happy to see you there, and they'll say, oh my God, my ma'am has come to see me. That is very, very good for them. They'll get more motivated that my teacher is getting involved in my activity. She's appreciating what I'm doing. They feel very, very important that, oh, I'm important for my ma'am. So she has come, she has, spent her Sunday and she's sitting here and watching me. So you have to, somewhere or the other, give this feeling to your children that, oh, I'm a part of your, activities, what you're doing, or the journey which you're doing rather than your academic. Third is share your personal stories. It is no harm of sharing your personal stories to your students. Just share those stories which are motivative, which can motivate your students. I have shared n number of stories. If you come to my school and if you ask my children, they will tell you everything about me. From me, I am a convent student, and believe me, I know I have sisters and nuns also, and part of this session. If you believe me, sisters have their own garden. They have their own small fruit gardens, and in convent also it was there. And they are very, very particular about their garden. They don't like anybody coming in. But I was such a notorious student that I used to take 2, 3 friends of mine. I used to go in the garden and used to break papayas, and we used to sit and eat those papayas and all. And we used to get caught also. So I was a very, very notorious student. So, I have shared n number of stories with my children. I have told them that how I have struggled in my academics, how I have been motivated by my teacher. Till 8th, I was an average student. But when I came to 9th and 10th, one teacher changed me completely. She was one of the teachers who was very strict, very rude, and hardly used to see any smile on her face. But believe me, she was the one who completely changed me. So I am really, really grateful to her. So it is no harm in sharing your personal stories to your children. They love to hear how were you in your childhood, how were you as a student. So share stories which can boost them, which can motivate them. Show them that, see, after being a weaker student or an average student, or how you have come to this place, how you have achieved this place. They will love to hear you, and somewhere or the other, it will give a what do you say, boosting or something to your student. Try and see. I know many of us, they do that, but the ones who don't do it, please try and share your stories with your students. The fourth one says, have a sense of humor. You should have a sense of humor. Every time going with a puffed up face, with anger face, and just going to the class and starting on what I gave you all yesterday. Did you all do your homework? Is your work complete? I want your notebook today. I want this. I want that, and blah 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 blah. The children will not enjoy at all. They will not like this type of teacher in the class who just bang on, stick to her syllabus and to her course, and she's no way interesting. So you should have a sense of humor. You must know to crack joke. You must know to pass certain what you say statement which is very, very humorous and all, but sensible, not out of the track. So you should also keep yourself on a lighter mode when you are in the class. The fifth says, show interest in what they are interested. You just don't keep putting on them what you like. I want you to do this. Take an interest. I'll tell you, it takes only say 5 or 10 minutes to come to know what is your child interested in. Talk to them. And if they are telling you that, ma'am, I want this, help them out. If you can support them, if you can provide any help to them, if you can give a helping hand for that, if they need you, please go ahead. You should show interest in what they are interested. Just don't say ki nahi ye kar sakta hai, wo kar sakta hai. Don't go out of their focus. They will not accept that. They want that what we are doing. We want support in that. Many a times, their parents don't support them, or they don't speak up to the parents if they want to do something, whether it is related to academic or it is related to any activity or anything. So they need somebody, to talk to discuss, or to share, or they want help. Be that provider. Give them that time. Give them that what they require. If they require any advice, if they require any help, and show that and boost them and show that you are interested in what they are doing, and what they are doing is not wrong. If you give that environment for them, they will automatically have a positive attitude towards you, and you will surely develop a very, very, very positive relationship with them. encourage their efforts and progress. This I've already told you. You need to encourage them. You need whatever, slowly, if they are progressing, they need to be praised. They need to be appreciated. If you make effort of encouraging them in this way by, when if you find somebody who's a slow learner and slowly is progressing, make him the role in charge, or give him some duties, or make him the head of the the activity what you are distributing, so he'll feel important. He'll feel that he's being noticed. People like to be noticed. So it will surely encourage them, and it will surely not only encourage them, but he will somewhere or the other, the trust and the faith in you will slowly develop in that child, that yes, my teacher understands me. She has a watch on me. She knows what I'm doing and what I'm not doing. That progress needs to be highlighted front of everybody. अगर वो करते जा रहा है, बेचारा मेहनत कर रहा है, थोड़े थोड़े से आगे बढ़ रहा है, लेकिन उसको कोई लैमलाइट नहीं मिल रहा, उसे कोई देख नहीं रहा है, किसी को पता भी नहीं चल रहा है कि वो क्या कर रहा है, तो फिर वो उसका इंटरेस्ट चला जाएगा, बोलेगा क्या फायदा, किसी को तो दिखता ही नहीं मैं क्या करता हुआ, व्हाट आई एम डूइंग. सो ही नीड्स टू बी मोटिवेटेड. Teachers, are you understanding what I'm trying to say?
Yes, ma'am.
Sure, na?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
I hope I'm not fast and running with the topic.
No, not at all, ma'am.
No, not at all.
Okay.
Very.
Thank you so much. Now, this is something, but before I go to this parent-teacher relationship, I just wanted to share two videos with you, which are very, very important. Just a minute. Is my screen visible? Can you see the video?
Yes,
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
The reason to show these videos are, there are two aspects which I'm showing you. One, where we keep ourselves that, see, being a teacher, it is not like that I know everything. You should always be ready to learn, whether you are learning from your principal, whether you are learning from any resource person, or you are learning from your students. You should be a learner, and you should learn from wherever you get to learn. This two videos, one is what I'm talking about now, right now, that even our students can teach us a lot of things. I remember during the COVID, when I was using this laptop, many of the features I did not know. And believe me, I have learned it from my 8th standard students. They have taught me how to show this presentation, how to make the PPT big, small, and how the videos run, how you can adjust with that. Everything, whatever I learned from my students, and I'm thankful to them.
हम अब काफी परेशान लग रहे हैं। कैश की टेंशन कभी छूटी नहीं चाहिए। अब कैश की जगह अपना कार्ड यूज कर सकते हैं। सिखाओ। अब अपना ATM पिन डालिए। याद रहेगा ना सर? कहते हैं जब एक अच्छा टीचर लाइफ की कसम दे जाए तो वो जिंदगी भर याद होती है। थैंक यू। आप मुझे दे दो। मैं दे दो।
Yes. What did you saw?
The student teach the professor how to use the card, cashless payment.
Yes. See here, a small, no, I won't say small, but here there is no age bar, there is no, teacher, student, or anything. It was somebody who was teaching, one person is teaching, and the other is learning. The first part where the teacher is learning and somewhere where teaching and wherever he's thinking that the child is not even paying attention to whatever I'm saying and I'm failing every time because I'm not able to get his attention. But the same child was observing everything what the teacher was doing. And he saw that my teacher is struggling with this thing. So he taught him something. And that was how to use, where he can use his card. And there is no need of standing in a queue or, with dealing everything with hard cash. So he has taught his teacher a lesson. Yes or no? Yes, we'll move ahead. And our second point is parents-teacher relationship, something very, very important for us. But before we start with our parents-teacher relationship, let me print a picture of how the teachers were earlier and how they are now. Just a minute. Yes, if you look at this, I have compared the parents who are earlier and the parents who are now. If you look at the first point, it talks about less aware. I'm talking about the parents who were of 80s and 90s who were less aware of the educational ecosystem. They were not, they used to never compare their children ki बाजू वाले शर्मा जी का बेटे को 90% मिला तो को 60%. No, the concern was कि मेरा बच्चा स्कूल जा रहा है और वो पढ़ रहा है और वो पास हो रहा है. Sufficient. They were not even bothered कि उसको कितना रैंक मिला क्या मिला, बस पास होके एक क्लास से दूसरे क्लास में चले गया. They are happy. That 30, 40, 50% was nothing for them. The main target was the child going to school, learning, passing, and going to the next class. But if you look at the parents now, they are very well researched. They know everything. And since they are putting so much in the child, so their expectation level is also quite high. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah,
They are
actually,
highly exposed parents. So their expectation is too high कि अगर एक ही क्लास में दो बच्चे पढ़ रहे हैं और एक को 90 मिल रहा और मेरे बच्चे को 89 मिल रहा तो वो 1% क्यों कम है, कहाँ कम हो गए? They are like that. Nowadays parents are like that.
They are putting pressure on them.
Yes, a lot of pressures have been put to the children. Absolutely. If you look at the parents who were earlier, they used to consider the teacher the only source of knowledge. Whatever the teacher is saying is correct. They used to never come and question or they used to never come and ask or anything because what used to happen, earlier they used to never be like that. We teachers were not exposed so much to the parents. Right, whatever was with our children, and hardly once or twice in a year we used to meet them and we used to communicate with them. So whatever was taught to the child, the parent thought it is absolutely correct, the teacher, whatever she is teaching. But now there are so many options. There are several of options. There are so many education or this thing. There are tuition classes, English speaking classes, and abacus classes, and so many things. So they are exposed to so many things. They want the child to be, somewhere like Superman. They must know everything. They are not, what they are doing. Since this technology is developing, so the expectations of the parent related to their children, and why they are expecting so much, because they are spending on them thousands of money they are giving on schools and tuitions and all this class, but obviously they want the output to be more good and better. If you look at the early parent trust in teacher, they used to have full faith on the teacher. I remember कि अगर हमें मार भी पड़ती थी, and we used to go back and tell our parents कि आज मैम ने मुझे डांटा है, आज मुझे मैम ने ये किया है, तो in return हमें क्या बोला जाता था, तुमने कुछ किया होगा करके पढ़िए, तुमने कुछ किया होगा करके डांट पढ़िए. Yes or no?
Actually,
Yes,
ma'am,
ma'am. They used to blame us only.
Yes, because हाँ कुछ भी हुआ है, तुमने ही किया है, मैं नहीं आ रही हूँ तुम्हारे स्कूल में. If you say कि मम्मा आपको बुलाया गया, sorry मैं नहीं आ रही हूँ, तुमने किया होगा, तुम ही handle करो. But
Actually, comparing to now parents, earlier parents trusted much in the teacher.
Yes, they had
given the value much.
Yes, absolutely, ma'am.
Now they are taken our place.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. Now they are ready to question. If you only touch the child, they are in the school building. If you don't put them according to their interest, if you think that इस बच्चे को इस competition में ले लेते हैं, if you don't take the child, if you don't select the child, they are standing near the gate. मेरे बच्चे को लिया नहीं है. Everything, for everything, they are ready to bounce on the school, bounce on the teacher, and they want to know everything. Why they want to know everything? आजकल यही एक statement सुनने को मिलता है, पैसे भर रहा हूँ यार, पैसे भरूंगा तो मेरे को जानना है ना कि क्या क्या हो रहा है, मेरे बच्चे के साथ क्यों नहीं हो रहा है. They want the child to be put in everything. Why? Because I'm paying the school. Yes or no?
Even the bus seat also, ma'am.
Yes.
Child want to adjust, but parent don't want to adjust.
No, it is, sister, it is very easy to, handle our children, but it is very difficult to handle our parents.
Yes.
Many a times, so I think instead of counseling the children, no, catch hold these parents and counsel them first, because they need it more. You can mold your children,
Yes.
you can turn twist your children, but it is very difficult to handle your parents, because they come with a thought process and they don't like to change it. And what they want, they expect that we should deliver in the same manner. They are not at all flexible, not at all. So this is the difference of the parents who were earlier and now. In the same manner, if you go to see, you'll find the difference in the early teachers and today's teachers. If you look at the earlier teachers, they were strict. They were very firm in whatever they are saying, and no nonsense. They will speak to the point. I remember when once I think so, I rang the bell before time. I was a very naughty child, so I remember I had a bet with my friends, and they told me कि चलना अगर तुमने guts है तो तू जाके bell बजा कर. So I went and I rang the bell. It was 15 minutes early. I rang the bell, and everybody were out and all, and sisters and all. I've been in convent schools searching who's the culprit, who rang the bell. They came to know it was me, that I rang the bell. My parents were called. I was not sent home. The tune that bhaiya went, because that time I think so mobile and all were not there, landlines were there, and we never had a phone. So that tune went to my house, cycling my home, and he told my father that my mother was a teacher, so she was also in school. So my father was available. He brought my father to school, and sister said that see this girl, this idiot, she has rung the bell 15 minutes early, and all the children are out of the class. They are going home now. How to stop them and how to control them and this, that, and all that. I got a good one. So, early teachers were very, very strict, and they were very firm. Why? Because whatever they used to say, that was the end. No more discussions and no more other thought process. But today's teachers, if I tell you, somewhere or the other, we have, become little lenient with our parents. I don't know why. We try to, please. Many a times the child has done something big blunder, but we put it in such a way कि अच्छा ठीक है, अच्छा बच्चा है, ऐसा कभी करता नहीं है, पता नहीं आज कैसे कर दिया है, पर डायरेक्टली हम ऐसा नहीं बोलेंगे किसने ये कांच तोड़ दिया है. So we try to be little more on a calm side, or I can say please the parent and not, making them angry. Because you don't know later on what the reaction will be. You're not scared of the child's reaction, but you're scared of the parent's reaction. Second point, if you go to see, only had to stick to syllabus. Earlier teachers, the only pattern was your textbook. They used to only have that textbook, no other source of, no other resources for teaching. Your textbook, your fixed syllabus, and your target that you have to complete this. But see, the task of today's teacher, the work has been increased a lot. You have to literally sit and plan your lessons. You have to, jot down which type of activities are you have to going to conduct with them, and everything. You have to make it more interactive to your class. So your work has become more. Students' works have become less, and our work has been increased. We have to be very well prepared before we start our class. We have to do so much of homework before we go. We don't know because what the child is going to ask. Third is technically disconnected. First, we never used to have this fourth day for every fourth Saturday PTM, or we used to never have this interactive session with the parents. The parents used to hardly go twice a year to school, once for term 1 result and term 2 result. And teachers, where the strength was 70, 80 students in one class, the teacher had no time to, sit with one parent and talk for, say, 10, 15, 20 minutes and discuss everything about the child. It was short, in short. Just show the report, show the paper, tuck, yeah, the child is weak, yeah, they know. Just to hardly tell about the child also कि अच्छा कर रहा है, ये धीरे-धीरे प्रोग्रेस कर रहा है. इतना टाइम कहाँ था टीचरों को बोलने के लिए, क्योंकि 80-80 बच्चे एक क्लास में थे. अगर सब पेरेंट को वो आधा घंटा देती तो वो सुबह से शाम तक सिर्फ पीटीएम ही करती. So what they used to do, they used to pick up only those points which the parents need to know, and they need the child to be doing this particular thing. Finish. But today teachers are more exposed. We have all PTMs, we have interactive sessions, we have, we are connected to them with, WhatsApp, we are sending them messages, we are updating them with each and everything. If any incident has taken place, or we inform them, we call them to school, if we want them to participate. There is so much now to do for the teachers, comparatively what was done earlier. So our task is become more comparative to the early in the what used to be done in the 80s and 90s. Why? Because your education ecosystem is changing. It is progressing. You are finding new things. We are trying to. First, it was mandatory कि बच्चे को इतना पढ़ना है तो इतना पढ़ना है. Now you cannot pressurize the child. Now you have to teach according to his capacity or according to his level. So we cannot enforce anything on the child. I have certain tools I have jotted down which will help the teacher to build a a good, healthy, positive relationship with the parents. Starting with these tools is a very, very simple tools which we are usually already we are doing it in our schools. Starting with the first one, it says be the expert. When I talk about expert, you should be firm with your statement that what you are saying is correct. And when I say about expert means you should be, problem solving. Parents turn up to you with all sort of problems related to their child, and they want a relevant solutions from you. They know कि हम टीचर के पास जाएंगे और उसे बताएंगे कि हम ऐसा फेस कर रहे हैं, सिचुएशन फेस कर रहे हैं, तो we should they should give us proper solution. I'll give you a simple example. If you go to a parlor to cut your hair and you go and tell that and you ask that lady that कि मुझे कुछ एक अच्छा सा hair style बताओ which will suit me, and she gives you n number of things कि ऐसा कटा लो मैम ये भी अच्छा दिखेगा, अगर आप स्टेप्स भी कटा लोगे तो भी अच्छा दिखेगा, बॉय कट कर लो तो और स्मार्ट दिखोगे आप. So what she is doing, she is confusing you by giving you so many options. Yes or no? So we should be, expert in what they are asking us, and we should give them a solution which is relevant, instead of confusing the parents by giving them lots of options to do. कि आप ऐसा कर लो, ऐसा कर लो, ऐसा कर लो. नहीं. If you want them to do a certain things, you should be knowing what exactly you have to answer the parent. And this can only happen if you continuously upskill yourself, you upgrade yourself. You can upgrade yourself by so many courses which are going on nowadays, like certificate courses, your workshops, and short-term programs, diploma programs. There are so many things which can help you to be more clear what conveying to the parents. The second one is saying understand before being understood. This says looking at your parent first as human. You know the parent who's coming. For you, he's among the 40 parent who will be coming to you. Because you have a strength of say 40 students in your class, he's one of them. But imagine, take that parent who's coming to you, he's coming for the child, he's more interested in his child, and he wants certain things to be things. So be a listener, listen to what he's saying, try to understand what is his problem, try to understand what he's expecting from you, what he wants you to do. If you give him that type of feeling, surely that will help you and the parent to work for the child. Because if you are sitting, I'll give you a simple example. Wait, I'll just show you something. Why, many a time what happens, we come to a conclusion with a student. So if a student is continuously doing something, so what we do, we say that कि हाँ ये सुन ही नहीं रहा है, ये तो कर ही नहीं रहा है, ये ऐसे ही है, इसको तो करना ही नहीं रहता, इसको पढ़ना ही नहीं रहता है, जानबूझ के करता है, purposely he is doing and all that. Why? Because he exactly don't know what he is going through at home. It is very important for a teacher to understand, before understanding your students, to understand the parents, understand their situation, understand the scenario, what is going at home. You don't know the child is staying in what type of environment and why he is behaving in the school. You just go bouncing on him, without knowing actually what is the child is literally going through. I think so somebody's mic is on. Please mute your mic. Whose mic is on? Yes, thank you, ma'am. So, it's very, very important for you to understand, to know what is going on in his house, in his surrounding, and why he is reacting like that. Why, and before you jump to a conclusion. To explain this point, I have something to show you. Just a minute. Can you see the video?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Pones. ¿Me pones? Sí, lo tengo. Vamos a perseguir.
ये इधर देखो, ये इसकी स्क्रीन आनी चाहिए ना, ये वीडियो दिखा रही है।
Did you saw?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
See,
ma'am.
many a time this happens with us also. We exactly don't know what is going on, and we simply jump on the conclusion. So it is very, very necessary to understand the child's situation, what is and his environment, in where he's staying. And for this, the third point is really relevant. That is pre-PTM form. We should prepare a form where the parents fill and we fill. See, every PTM our 10-15 minutes gets only wasted where we are talking to our parents and trying to know what is what and everything. So we can prepare a form. I'll just give you an example of it, a sample of it, where the parent is filling what you want to exactly know about the child and the parent, and about the class teacher filling the form. The form should have both the parents and the teachers related questions. Can you see this? Can you see the form?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
See, it is totally individually. Being a class teacher, this is not necessary that the entire school should do. It is your personal thing. If you want to know your student, or you want to know your child's background, like from where he's coming, what is everything, you can create such type of form where the form is being filled by the parents, where the certain questions are there which you want the parent to fill, to know them better, to understand better. Because every parent, when he comes to the PTM, he comes with certain expectations from the class teacher, and he wants that to be be in process. So this is something, this type of form can help you out to understand the parent, understand about the child, and then a little bit of part of your observation. This part is your observation, where you have where you have done your observation and you have written about the child. And when the PTM is there, you can surely sit down with the parent, and you can discuss directly, instead of wasting your time, right? So this can be a helping hand for you and for the parents. They, you know what are their expectations, and they will come to know that what you have observed about the child, and where their child is lacking, and what how they. So it's a mutual understanding when you both come together and you are working for the betterment for your student and for their child. Setting up smart goals. This already Sanjeevni ma'am in last Sunday she has explained it very well about this smart goals. I won't expand it much more because everybody knows that when we are talking about smart goals, we have to set targets. These targets can be set in the PKM along with your parents, involve your parents in that, and set a goal for their child, because the parents know how much the child can do or how much they can help the child to achieve this goal. So be very specific. If a child does not know even 2 letters to read, you can't expect the child to sit and read 2 or 3 pages. So you have to be very specific when you are setting a goal for that particular child. Measurable goal means you must know that thing that only this much I have to give this child according to his capability. You cannot overload him with that. Achievable means when you specify with your goal, you know that this much of part will be achieved. You have set the target for that child, that yes, my child doesn't know 2 letter 3 letter words, so let's start with 2 letter 3 letter words, and then we'll move around for the reading out part of that particular subject. Relevant, it should be relevant to the subject. Nothing out of the track should be, so that it is that, otherwise your goals will never be achieved if it is not relevant. आप कुछ भी उठा के दोगे और बोलोगे कि नहीं इसे तो करना ही है, that is not possible. Time, when you give up targeted time to complete that, then only it will be achieved. अगर आप बोलेंगे कि नहीं बेटा और 2 दिन ले ले करने के लिए, नहीं और 2 दिन. See, when you are giving them that liberty of doing it, and when you are understanding everything and you are sparing that time portion for them, see that it does not go on and on. When you set a target, it should be very clear and very specific with the parent that कि ये time period के अंदर ये इतना आ जाना चाहिए, तभी we can move ahead with the child. Otherwise, he'll be stuck there only, and then that means you have failed in your achievements. So you need to be very, very smart when you are setting a goal for your students. Then continuity in communication means you should be, always be in contact with your parents. You should be updating them, whether it through the school app or the why I prefer school app, because because
please come third link.
Communicate with your
First
parents.
वाली तो खुली नहीं.
It can be recorded, it can be kept, and so it's very, very easy, so that when the child is moving to a next class, it is a helping hand that you have mutually with the parent, you have helped the child in so and so thing, or you have communicated with the parent that the child is going through this particular things and they need to work in this area. So the communication be is very transparent and it is being recorded. So it needs to be done. So you have to be in contact with your parents, and need to talk to them every time. Don't wait कि जनवरी में बच्चे ने कुछ किया है और आप पीटीएम के लिए रुक रहे जो कि मार्च महीने में. That has no sense. When the things happen, you have to there and there solve it instead of waiting and let it get past. तब उसका effect बिल्कुल भी नहीं आने वाला. Don't be judgmental dumping. We got a habit, and the parents also got a habit of literally dumping.
क्या पढ़ेंगे इसको?
We keep blaming one another. If anything the child is done, तो भी हमारे मुंह से फट से निकलता है. क्या नहीं है?
चालू है क्या?
I think so. Somebody's mic is on.
Mic चालू है?
Thelma ma'am, you are mute. Please unmute yourself.
1 minute. Now you can hear me, Shilpa ma'am?
Yes,
ma'am,
ma'am,
you're
you're
audible.
audible, ma'am.
Okay. So no, we should not,
Yes.
judgmental, or we should not dump the blame on our parents, because it's very common, whether it's you or whether it's me or our parents. अगर बच्चे ने कुछ गड़बड़ घर में किया है तो पेरेंट्स के मुंह से फट से निकलता है, क्यों स्कूल में कुछ सिखाते नहीं, तुम्हारी टीचर क्या यही सिखाती है, तुरंत हमारे ऊपर ब्लेम आ जाता है अगर उसने कुछ खराब किया है तो। अगर वो कुछ अच्छा करेगा तो पेरेंट के मुंह से नहीं निकलेगा कि हाँ इसके स्कूल में ऐसा सिखाते हैं, इसकी टीचर बहुत ध्यान देती है. They will not do that. But if anything goes wrong, we are blamed for it. In the same pattern, it is with us. If the child is doing something continuously wrong, हमारे मुंह से भी निकलता है, क्या तुम्हारे घर में यही सिखाते हैं तुम्हारी मम्मी पापा? It especially happens when it comes to behavior. You know, if certain behavior is continuously happening in the class, then you are very quick in judging the child and saying that इसके घर में ऐसी होता होगा, यही सिखाते हैं, करके लिए इस तरीके से करता है. So instead of blaming one another, we should come together and sort it out if anything is going wrong in the child. The seventh one says conduct survey. It is very necessary to conduct survey. It can be done through forms or it can be done through sessions, where you are taking the parents' view. It is very necessary to involve your parents in everything what you are doing in the school. Make them a part of it. Keep sessions for them, keep calling them to the school. They should know what we are doing, because when they sit at home, it becomes very easy for them to blame. They have to come here. Even I have seen in one of my friends is in Delhi. She's also a teacher, and whenever they have this periodic test and when they have all these worksheets and all, they call parents to school. Five mothers are called, 10 mothers are called, and the papers are given to them, to do corrections. उनसे correction करवाते, उन्हें let them see what the children write, how they frame the sentence, so that they come to know what is our task, what we are doing. It is not easy what we are doing, because उन्हें तो लगता है कि वो फीस भर रहे हैं, बच्चे को स्कूल भेज रहे हैं, तो सारा टास्क टीचर का ही हो जाता है. No, if you want your parents to be co-partner of yours and to understand what you are going and for who you are working, it is very necessary to involve your parents in your activities also. Make them a part of activities. Discuss with your principals and tell them that, ma'am, I'm doing a certain activities, can I invite 5 mothers, or if it is related to fathers, our fathers needs to come to school, because they are the one who sit at home and do a lot of blah blah blah. They think that, oh, मैंने पैसे दे रहा हूँ तो मेरे बच्चे का ये, मेरे बच्चे का वो. Physically they should know what are the teachers are doing. It's not an easy task or an easy job to do, because it is one child for them, but if you go for a teacher, there are 40 to 45 children. So there is a vast difference in their thinking and our thinking. That's the reason it is very necessary to involve our parents in our activities, or when there are periodic tests and all that. वो बोलते हैं कि क्या parent को नहीं बुलाना चाहिए, नहीं दिखाना चाहिए, but you can do. I'm not telling you to call them to correct the evaluation paper. No, sorry, we cannot give that. But yes, the activities, we can involve them. We can involve them in worksheet corrections so that they know how the children are preparing themselves. And in that sheet, you should give them their child sheet also to see how your child writes. Because when they come on the PTM and when they see कि ऐसा लिखा, घर में तो ऐसा पढ़ता है, यहाँ ऐसा लिखता, they must know before the exam how they are answering the worksheets and how they are doing the periodic test. So it is very necessary to do this type of surveys. Praise with pleasure. See, when you involve the parents, if you are involving the parents for the school activities or making them part of the school, praise them, by rewarding them small gifts and all. And this can be done in any function and occasions when are going in the school, or small events are taking place. Make them a part of that, reward them, and inform the others that these parents are participating, these parents are involved in the school activities and all that, and that gives them a boosting that yes, okay, the school is doing something, and they understand it more better what is the school is actually doing for them and for their children. Unless they are not being showcased, they will not come to know. Be resourceful teacher, be a solution provider. This I've already told you in the first point, to be expert. When I talk about this, I mean to say that you should be a solution provider. Whenever they come with a solution to you, you should be, in a position to solve that, and to give them certain solutions, and by listening to them, and by understanding what they are going through and all those things. That will also help to build up a very positive and healthy relationship between the parents and teachers. Nip it in the bud and speak directly, don't sugarcoat the words. Many a times हम अच्छा अच्छा करने के चक्कर में कुछ ना कुछ बुरा कर देते हैं. कभी कभी कुछ कुछ चीजें ऐसी होती है which we directly need to talk to the parents. Studies हो जाता है कि जब हम बोलते हैं कि नहीं बच्चा कर लेगा, कर रहा है, ये बात अलग हो जाती है. When it is a behavior pattern and you're seeing something is wrong and it is a serious task which the parents have to look into it, and you need to inform the parent, then don't sugarcoat it. Directly say, no, I am seeing these things are going on in your child, which is not good for him, which will really put him in trouble. You need to work on it. So certain things are there which you really need to be very direct and focus and inform your parents. When you follow these 10 points, I am 100% sure you will develop a very, very positive relationship with your parents, and a healthy relationship, and you both will be working for the progress of the child. Because at the end of the day, for who we are working? We are working for our students, and for who the parents are spending so much of money for their child. So both of us have one target. We want the child to grow, to develop, in a very organized way, in a very systematic way, with all the values intact in that. So this cannot be done by one party. Both the parties have to come together, and they need to understand, they need to solve the problem, they need to be helping hand for one another. Then only it is possible that you will find the growth in their child. So here I end the parents-teacher relationship. Shilpa ma'am, you can send the second link to the teachers.
We have already put the link in the group, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. It is already activated also, ma'am. Now.
Yes. Now I'll move to the third one, and I'll go a little fast. I know I'm taking a lot of time, but the 2 points which were in the beginning, that were the most important one. And moving to the third one, that is colleague, between you and me. See, we come from all different areas. We all have different thinkings. We have different way of working. The approach are different. Everything is different. We are not similar, but we all come under one roof, and we come to work here, and we work with one target, and that is our children. We work for them. So it is very, very necessary to have a very, very healthy relationship between us. We should be, good to one another. We should be helping one another. We should be, understand one another. We should not have that factor कि अच्छा कि ये तो अपने आप को ऐसा समझती है. होता है, बोलते हैं ना, जहाँ पर 2 बर्तन है वहाँ पर बजे नहीं, और जब तक वो बर्तन बचते नहीं है तब तक पता नहीं चलता है कि यहाँ पर बर्तन है. So it's very necessary to even fight. So अगर if you want to really have a fight, or if you want to have to want to speak up and everything, go ahead. It's one family. We all are one family, and when we need help, when we need support, we should be standing side of one another very strongly. Instead of putting one another down, we should be a supporting pillar for one another. Because it is not only when you support somebody, when you help somebody, you are helping him to grow, and even you are growing parallel along with them. So it is very, very necessary to have a very, very healthy environment in the teaching staff, or I can say among the colleagues, so that the working area becomes very, very fruitful. And otherwise, it makes no sense when you'll have a malice in your heart, and you're working, and ऊपर तो बड़े अच्छे से मुस्कुरा के देख रहे कि हाँ आप तो बहुत, like you get to know ना, मैम आज तो आप बहुत सुंदर दिख रहे, और मन में बोलेंगे इसका मुंह तो ज्यादा ही चलता है, जब देखो बड़बड़ी करते रहते. It's not like that. You have to be very, very transparent in your relationship. You have to be trustworthy. You have to be someone who you can look up to, with what you say, with faith, with trust. So you need to have that bond, you need to have that relationship among ourselves, means among with our teachers. So these are the small tips which can connect you more with your colleagues. There are many, but which I think will work out very well. That is, teach and learn from each other. It is not like that कि मैंने ये diploma लेके बैठी हूँ, मैंने ये training लेके बैठी हूँ, तुम्हें इससे ज़्यादा मुझे मालूम है and all that. What is the use of the knowledge when you are not sharing it and keeping it with you? If you know something, share. And even for the other teacher, you should also be ready to accept and learn. अपने से छोटा, I tell you, even the student who has taught the teacher the lesson of how to do net banking, if the teacher thought कि मैं तो इसको पढ़ाता हूँ, ये मेरा स्टूडेंट, इससे मैं क्या सीखूं, मेरा इंसल्ट हो जाएगा भैया, ऐसा मैं नहीं सीखूंगा. Would you have learned how to do net banking? No. So it is very necessary for us to be open-minded and to teach if you know something, to help your colleagues whenever they are in need of you. Schedule gets together. It is very necessary. Our schedules are so tight. We are packed with our syllabus, with our activities. We have to do so many things. But whenever we get a chance, we should get together. And this get together helps you to, make your relationship more strong, to, have a strong bonding with each other. So it is very necessary to have small get together. If you can't go out in the school, when you have break, 3 or 4, you all get together, eat. When you are eating, you all are discussing. When you all are talking, you all are sharing. It is necessary to release that, the load, the tension, what you are carrying along with you. Work together to solve problems. If there is any problem in any of the section, please be approachable. Try to solve. ऐसा नहीं कि उसके सेक्शन में कुछ हो रहा है तो मैं क्यों जाऊँ, उसके क्लास में ऐसा हो रहा है तो मैं क्यों जाऊँ, अगर उसको ये प्रॉब्लम में फंस गई है तो मैं क्यों मदद करूँ, बहुत स्मार्ट समझती है, अपने आप को खुद ही कर लेगी. No, it is not like that. We need to be, helping one another, solving one another's problem. If you can do, please move and go ahead and be a support, be a helping hand to your colleague. Keeping doors open policy means always be ready to accept what is coming across. You should not shut your door and keep and say कि मैं अपने ही limit में रहूंगी, अपने ही दायरे में रहूंगी और काम करूंगी. You will never learn. You will not explore. So it's very, very necessary to keep your doors open and to learn whatever you get from your juniors can teach you a lot, your seniors can teach you a lot. So it is only when you keep your doors open, then only you'll be able to learn. If you shut your doors, you are actually, you're what you can say, you are closing the door for growth and progress, I can say. Make time for chatting. Now, chatting doesn't mean कि Big Boss में क्या हुआ था, कल का cricket match में कौन जीता. I'm not talking about that type of chatting. I'm talking about healthy chatting, which is connected, where you can discuss about a student's behavior, where you can discuss that you are facing a certain problem handling this parent, where you can discuss that this child is facing this problem, how to help the child. You can sit and have a chat on it, and you can take out solutions together. Many times it happens that you don't have a solution and someone else has it, and it can be a helping hand for you. Be trustworthy. Always be honest with your friends, with your colleagues. Don't lie. आप झूठ मूठ के अपने बारे में build up करते रहोगे तो एक ना एक दिन तो वो पता चल ही जाएगा. So don't be someone who just says anything which is not relevant. No, it is not correct. Always be trustworthy with you. Portray what you are. There is no need of doing extra makeup and standing. Once you wash your face, you come to know how you look. So you should be trustworthy with your colleagues. The last set of this session is a positive relationship with will develop if you ask question, if you keep asking your questions, if you have any doubt relate to any of the teachers, don't stop yourself. Go ahead, ask them. Certain times you come to know certain things that something have been spoken, and then you discuss among yourself or discuss with someone who's not a part of it. पर जिससे पूछना है, जिससे क्वेश्चन करना है, आप उससे करते ही नहीं है, तो क्या हो जाता है, इससे there is a, you know, the link breaks there and there. So you should have a session where the ice breaking takes place, and you are, you know, you are open to ask questions to your colleague if you find something out of the way. Be a good listener. It is very, very necessary to be a good listener. And I tell you, you all are very good listeners, because I know from past one and a half hour, I'm going on and on and on, and you all are listening to me so minutely. I'm really thankful. And believe me, the confidence level has just boosted up so high. I started with thinking that how the session will go, and now I just want to go on and on and on and talk, because somewhere or the other you have made me comfortable, and you are being a very, very good listener. Whatever I wanted to say, you have lended me your ears. For that, I'm really thankful to you. Be open to new ideas.
Selma ma'am, we love to hear you.
Oh, thank you, Shilpa ma'am. Be open to new ideas. If you have any ideas, if you know certain things, share it among your colleagues, share it with your friends, so that they also learn, and it will spread. When you know, pass on something, it goes on and on, it spreads. So you should be someone who, you know, doesn't keep it to yourself, and you give others also a chance to explore in that particular thing. Be flexible. You should be flexible. When I talk about flexible, I mean you should be, you know, see, many, and I'll just go on with my examples, which I am good to, because I don't want to say. Be flexible. Being a rep, being a coordinator, I never make my teachers feel that I am leading you. No, I am one of them. We are not actually, I don't say that we are 4 teachers and 1 coordinator. I always say hum 5 teacher hain, hum 5 teacher hain. I never you know, frame that in front of my teachers that I am a coordinator and all. I joke with them. I, you know, whatever help I can provide, I help them. Whatever work, I know they are also loaded equally, and if I am having a spare time, I see that I do that. I try to, you know, complete more of their task and give them little bit of time to whatever they have planned, and instead of I keep on loading on them. The reason doing this is one more, that I'm a very systematic person, and I like certain works to be done in a very prompt way. That is one of the reason of I doing more work with my teachers. But I've always got a good set of teachers. Whoever have come under me to work, I've never, I think so, I've never made them feel also that I am the leader or I'm leading them. It is all in the family, and we help one another, we support one another, and it can be seen and reflected in our sections. Don't come across as overconfidence. Right now, what I spoke, that doesn't mean that I'm overconfident, but you should also not be that I know this, I know that, I know that. That is all interlinked. If you look at to all the sentence, you should be confident with what you are doing, and but don't be overconfident. That many times put us down. Share appropriate things about yourself, which I've already told, that be truthful. Don't you know, frame things which you are not a part of it, and try to take praises and all. That is not going to help, because somewhere or the other, down the earth, you know that what you are, you know yourself more better instead the other person. So you should be the same what you are, and that same reflection should be to the others also. And I've already told that be transparent, so that this will help you to, you know, develop a very, very positive relationship with your colleagues. So I think so. I've already taken a lot of time. So with this, I end my session, and thank you so much for being a part of this session, and you know, giving me the opportunity. I am a person who believes very strongly in relationship, and I cannot do without my friends. I cannot do without my colleagues. I cannot do without my parents. I cannot do without my children. I want everybody close to me. So I I thought this topic is very, very relevant now because we are opening, we are in our new session, we'll be having kids with us. So I am 100% sure that whatever we have discussed today will be a helping hand for you to build up a very, very strong relationship with your students, a very positive relationship with your parents, and a very friendly relationship with your colleagues. I hope I did not speak anything out of the box, and I was to the topic. So thank you so much for this session. Thanks a lot. And I truly take this opportunity to thank Manisha ma'am for allowing me to take this session. Honestly speaking, when it was told to me to take a session, I took a little, I was little reluctant because I didn't want it. Honestly speaking, this is my officially first workshop what I am taking. Usually I am a talkative in school, but I've never done something like that. And I am thankful to my mentor, that is Mrs. Reena Dargan. I owe whatever I am today. The little bit what she has taught me is something which has changed my life. So I'm really thankful to Reena ma'am and Manisha ma'am for for what I am today. I'm really thankful to them. Thank you so much, teachers. Shilpa ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. It was very informative.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Thelma ma'am. Dear educators, I have put the third link. So before it gets deactivated, kindly fill it. Thelma ma'am, it was wonderful session. It was really very enriching, and you gave the do's and don'ts, what we need to do. And really, you can share the form with us. It would be really very helpful during the time of PTM, ma'am.
Sure. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.